How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about PROG stock. We've been talking about this play for quite some time, and most recently I was telling you there's a lot of strength if it could stay above the $3 range. Taking a look at the technical charts, we saw it consolidating. So as far as these moves that we are seeing, I'm not surprised about it whatsoever. Ironically, inside of the Discord, one of the members was asking me, Dre, where do you see PROG going? And I was saying, hey, if it can get past $5.13, don't be surprised if you see the stock going to $6 very soon. But what was really funny, $5.13 ended up being an area of resistance for today. I'll make sure I put that up somewhere on the screen. But again, I called this out before the market actually opened. So I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know those key levels because we want to have a game plan. I want to make sure you guys maximize your entry and as well as your exits. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information. The reason why the short interest is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what was the buying and the selling behavior like on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we're going to be jumping into the final thoughts and going over some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for PROG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $4.84, being up 39.48%. On the low, it tested $3.83, and then on the high, testing $5.13. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 340.596 million shares, and for the average volume over 10 trading days being at 67.719 million shares. So when you get this above average volume, of course, it is great because that buying pressure brings a lot of momentum into the stock. Now, when we take a look at a chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 72.23. So it is in the overbought territory. No surprises due to the fact we've been on quite a strong uptrend. When we take a look at the moving averages here on the chart, we have strength above the 50-day, the 100-day, the 200-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. And what a day that PROG had. One thing I was talking about in previous videos, that $4 is a strong area of resistance. So the matter of the fact that we were able to actually get past it and get all the way to a high of $5.13 is very impressive. And one thing that is very clear, and I pointed this out inside of the Discord, getting past this 513 level could easily get us up all the way to 550 and to where we can start getting to that $6 range. So I want to see a continuation of this momentum. If it decides to pull back or have a dip at the open where I'm looking for support to actually hold up, most preferably I would love to have it right here at this $5 level, as you can see what's going on inside of the after hours. But if we have a pullback even going to 450 and we hold the 450 level, I still feel like we have the ability to be able to pass the high that we had for today at 513 and make that strong push going to 550. One thing also to be aware of, since we did gap up, you can see we have a bit of a gap here. So the gap starts here right at $3.84, and then you can see to the downside as far as where it's at $3.54. So that is just something to be aware of. But for the most part, if this momentum does continue as well as for the buying pressure, I don't see any reason why PROG will pull back this much. I should see this uptrend actually continuing. So this is why you want to make sure you keep this on your watch list. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for PROG. So scrolling down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions and red rows indicate closed positions. So what we could see here, we've already covered this in yesterday's video as far as all of these closed positions coming from institutions and as well, so we won't go over that again. All right, so now let's jump into the short interest. The dark pool short volume ratio is at 47.53%, and then for the dark pool short volume being just over 12.4 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 50,000, updated 10 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at at 71.44%. And we are not surprised about this. We saw it yesterday at 69, and I was telling you guys there's a good chance it's going to go up if we see more momentum and the stock price increases, and that's exactly what's happening. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see for November the 12th, which was last week Friday, it was at 44.50%, and then for the close of yesterday being at 47.53%. So one thing that is very clear, shorts are increasing their positions, and they're also paying some hefty fees. So this is why there's a lot of volatility inside of the play, but if you've been following along with the game plan, things are definitely looking good for PROG. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for PROG. So we can see here on the inflow, it was 321, and then on the outflow, it was 314. Taking a look at the breakdown on the large, it was 11.86. On the medium, it was 216, and then on the small, it was 93.14. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 9.15. Then on the medium, it was 214, and then on the small, it was 90.99. Overall, we ended up having an inflow day, and these numbers are in the millions. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today, November the 16th, it being at 2,715. Definitely looking good there. And when we take a look at the breakdown even further, as far as for the small scale orders, which tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more buying than we had selling, and we also did notice this on the large as well. But we do see there is a good amount of profit taking here, so I won't be surprised if the turnover ratio ends up being fairly high. So let's take a look at it actually right now. So for the turnover ratio, it is at 214.14%. No shocker there. There's a lot of traders coming in and out of this play. And I was telling you guys from a technical aspect, the chart looks really good. So that's why you want to make sure you have your game plan in place, because there's many people who are making money off of this play. And the last thing that I want to hear is that you're losing money on this play. All right. So now let's jump into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for PROG stock, it has been on quite the run. And for today, it was looking really good. We were talking about it inside of the Discord where the price could possibly go, and I was saying if it could hit $5.13 and then gain momentum above that, this stock could see $6. But $5.13 ended up being the area of resistance on the day. So no surprises there. And what I saw going down inside of the after hours is continued momentum. So we want to see this going into the open for tomorrow. I want to see PROG in that $6 range, and potentially actually moving further from there would look really good. We also can tell in regards to taking a look at the option table, there's a lot of open interest. So there's a lot of traders that are looking at this play and saying, well, you know what, I am very bullish. But one thing I want to make sure you guys are aware of though, there could easily be some manipulation inside of this play. And the main reason being is when we went on Fintel taking a look at the short interest information, this play does have short squeeze potential, plus on top of that, it has some fairly high short borrow fees. Before, when we were taking a look at it, it was in the 60% range. Now it's officially in the 70% range. So keeping an eye on this and seeing how the price action is like, so looking at the volume inside of the pre-market can give you a good indication of how this play can actually look. And this is why I want to make sure you have a strategy before pushing that buy button or actually pushing that sell button. And this is what we focus on inside of the Discord. Maximize that entry, because if you do so, you'll be able to maximize your profits in the long run. One thing that is very clear when we took a look at the order flow distribution and looking at the turnover ratio, there are a lot of traders in this play, a lot of people who are taking profits. So like I said in that portion of the video, I want to make sure you guys are on the winning side of your trades and you're not in this play losing money. You shouldn't be, because many people are taking advantage of that price action. So let's see how PROG stock performs going into tomorrow, and I will continue to make sure to keep you guys updated. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.